and welcome to Pedantic Handwavium, the podcast that tries to explain fictional worlds using science. I'm Simon.
And I'm Jeff.
Have you ever thought about the fact that maybe we should get a disclaimer at the beginning of the... Like, you know how Sawbones has Clint McElroy being like, this is not medical advice.
Right.
Do you think that we should have a disclaimer that's like, this is not scientifically
science
accurate? Exactly. Because I feel like people are thrown when they see our tagline and they're like, oh, I'm going to learn some things today. And then...
Well, sometimes.
You can learn things. Some of the things we say are accurate. Actually, a lot of the things we say are accurate. They're just not...
Right.
Yeah. That's what it is. They're just not precise. They're accurate, but they're not precise.
More or less, depending on the day.
Exactly.
We try our best, listener.
We do. I mean, we're pulling this all out of our heads. This is improv. You try an improv science. It's hard.
That's why we don't do hard sci-fi anymore.
Exactly. We do things like children's cartoons. And do you know what a great children's cartoon is?
Is it Ninja Turtles again?
I wish, because that is one. No, it's Care Bears.
Oh, yeah,
you know
that
Care
exists.
Bears? It's actually strange. I didn't realize this, but Care Bears is a comic book, technically.
Okay.
I think they meant to say picture book, but...
I mean, tomato,
comic is what
right?
it's under. Yeah. What is a comic but just a very long picture book?
It doesn't even have to be long.
It's true. Yeah, if you're an internet comic, you need 4 panels? 2 panels?
If that, yeah.
One panel.
One
yeah, if you're
very
XKCD
compelling panel.
Yeah, if you're XKCD, that's one panel.
One panel with flavor text that is basically a second panel.
That's true. Oh, I mean, SMBC is also sometimes one panel. But he also does flavor text, and it also has his button, and then...
False Sneeze is not infrequently, only 2 or 3 panels.
Yeah. There's actually, Katrina Farrick used to also do, 4-panel comics. Which is a very strange person to be I guess not. I don't know if I've ever talked about the fact that I watch a ton of Drawfee on this podcast before. I do watch a ton of Drawfee. And she got her start as an illustrator doing 4-panel comics.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of her starts.
Well,
anyway, we're doing
restarting.
No, well, she's had a couple of successful, in different avenues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Care Bears. So, for anyone who doesn't care, that's not the... Listen, guys, I'm exhausted.
Yep. Here we are. For anyone who Freudian slip doesn't care, not unlike Simon, about the Care Bears.
I care. For anyone who doesn't know, the Care Bears were originally a children's television show in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
They are multicolored teddy bears, not anthropomorphic. What's the word for animated? Animated, but not animated as in drawn. Animated as in alive. Frankenstein is animated. They are also animated.
They are animated teddy bears. Got it. Easy.
Yes. And they have big old insignia on their chests that gives them their name, and is also kind of a descriptor for their personality.
So a pre or post cutie mark sort of thing. Revisiting My Little Pony.
Probably around the same time. Audacity's freezing.
That's probably fine.
Audacity.
Are we back?
It came back.
Hey.
Yep. It didn't miss a beat. It was very strange. My computer's just tired. It hasn't done anything in a week and a half. Yeah, so I think
Just
about
waking
the
back up.
same. It's about the same time as the cutie mark. It's like late 1980s.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so they have they're just weird. They live in a place called Carolot, uh,
Like Camelot?
like Camelot, but
Good.
for caring.
I'm into it.
Oh, the number of care-based puns that are in this show
Oh, really?
is a little ridiculous. Oh yeah. We won't actually get into it because a lot of it is like not stuff that we could talk about. That's like, and making any claims about science.
Okay.
It just exists.
It just, like, they shoehorned the word care in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, a lot of the time. It's
Okay.
it's almost disgusting. Is how I would describe it. It's too much.
So there is too much of a good thing. Got it.
Yes. Oh yes. Anyway, they live in a cloud city, but not like Cloud City. They live in a cloud city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Carolot is a city that lives in the clouds.
Yeah, it's not only a city that lives in the clouds; it's a city made of clouds.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
not the most secure building material, I would think.
You would think, but hey, it's the building material that they chose. And all they do is that the Care Bears bring caring to the world, kind of as like a dark survival technique, because their city is held aloft by the power of caring. So if the
So
world
it's just
stops caring,
self-serving then.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay,
Like,
so there's ulterior motives to all that Care Bear altruism.
yeah, exactly. And they have to rely upon pretty much the charity of the world's caring to survive. One could describe them as being housing insecure.
Gotta pay your rent somehow.
Which is, a very dark joke to make at this point in time in history.
Right. The height of COVID is real fun, isn't it?
Oh, it's so fun. I like how this is the height of COVID. Like 7 months in, after 200,000 people have died.
Yeah, well, in just the one country.
Yeah, in just the one. We're approaching 1 million, I think, worldwide.
Infected or
Anyway.
dead? Oh, it's more than that
infected.
infected.
Or maybe it's dead then. We're passing 1 million of something.
Yeah,
Some amount of,
that's probably less fun than the Care Bears. Let's go back to them. I already
right,
have plans tomorrow to just lay down on my floor and bury some existential dread. I don't want to add to it. I only have so much time in the day.
Why do I have to be alive at this point in time? Why couldn't I just been in a coma for 2020?
Right?
I don't know what's worse, brain damage from lack of oxygen or brain damage from post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety from living inside your house. I don't know. These are the questions we
could
have
be
to
a
ask
little column
ourselves.
A, a little column B. I choose.
So let's get started. I want to ask you, Jeff.
Right.
What are the Care Bears? So I described them as animated teddy bears.
Right.
Do we think that they are teddy bears? Because they don't have claws.
Well, I don't know too many teddy bears with claws, also.
But I also don't know too many teddy bears that walk around and talk.
You need to meet some more interesting teddy bears.
Oh, that's true. Actually, I guess I do know teddy bears that can walk around and talk. I guess I don't know. I don't want to say intelligence because, like, how do you define intelligence? But I don't know. I don't know a teddy bear that I could have a conversation
that are
with
sapient.
that is. Yeah, sapient, I guess I would say, is a good word for it. That are, knowledgeable about their own existence.
Mm-hmm. So what's the question? What are they?
What are they? Yeah. Well, what do
Okay.
we think they are? I guess I should also include. There's a couple of other things with them. They have something called the Care Stare, which is when a couple of them get together and they're like little emblems. They're tummy symbols,
Uh-huh.
if you will. Glow,
Right.
and it can do a couple of things. It can heal people. It can be used to defeat enemies. Just blanket defeat enemies.
Now, is
And
it
then
like
also-
defeat enemies, or is it like turn them to like not be enemies?
More like turn them to not be enemies. That's more like
Okay, so there's some consistency in it. It's not like
yeah.
this
It's a
will
non-
help you feel better and also murder you.
Yeah, it's a less than lethal form of deterrent.
Okay.
And then it also can like heal objects that have been corrupted by uncaring.
Okay, so caring and uncaring are like opposed forces or opposed energies or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
On top of that, again, they live in the clouds. So either they have to be very light, or the clouds have to be very dense.
Yeah.
We can get a middle ground on that. They do describe it as there are technologies, advanced technologies that are used to make the city of clouds.
Okay.
But they
and
don't
then
describe what
how
that is.
are new Care Bears made? Like, are they like? Do they hatch?
Jeff, you had to ask the question that I did not know the answer to. I have
Well, I mean,
no
that's
idea.
what like we need to use to inform it. Like, are they vessels for like this carrying energy that were created, or are they actual real life teddy bears that when they get enough carrying energy directed at them, they become animated and sapient?
Again, they don't really explain how that happens.
Well, so it's probably normal reproduction, and the show just
Yes.
didn't want to get into the whole birthing process.
You say that.
What, do you
You
already have
say
some
that.
like counterfactuals to that?
I don't, but I would like to say that they don't have any genitalia.
Are you sure?
Well, they might have internal genitalia.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Which would-
saying.
Okay, that's fair. They're like cats. Do cats have internal genitalia, right?
Sure.
Cats are weird. Anyway. But like anyway, yeah, so well,
You almost
I
got
think-
distracted by cat genitalia?
I did. I was about to type into Google how do cats have internal genitalia, and then I was like, that's not a good thing to do.
Let's
Google.
not have that in your search history forever.
Yeah, I already get weird ads because of the number of things I search.
Yeah, I know it.
A ton of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ads have just like suddenly decided to show up. It makes no
A
sense.
ton of life-size Krang dolls for some reason.
Yeah, naked life-size Krang dolls.
That's the
funny thing
only
about
way
that
they
is that-
come.
Exactly, because Krang is naked. He's just a big old brain. Anyway. So yeah, what do we think? What do we think Care Bears are? Also, why do we think that they're like? How do we think that this is like a phenotypically? Like, how do they become brightly colored and things like that? Like, what makes them what they are?
Right, so I think the hypothesis that I want to go off of is that they're like actual like organic living beings that are, you know, birthed and died just like the rest of us. I guess with that we would have to explain why they're so colorful all the time, because I don't know how to make all them colors in nature.
That's true. What if it's like this? So let's assume they're birthed and die like normal creatures.
Uh-huh.
And let's assume, I think maybe it's like a cultural thing. Like they're not actually that color. They're like polar bears. They're white, but they dye their fur at very young ages to like.
I can get behind that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, as like it's like a cultural thing because they're all about caring and they're all about like happiness and stuff. So they want to be like, how do I represent that constantly to the outward world? I gotta be pink. We want this brightly colored world because that's what everyone associates with happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And that also might be their tummy symbols. But the issue is, I was going to say maybe the tummy symbols are also added onto them, but I'm realizing that their tummy symbols glow. So they have to be something that's biologic.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe there's just like a thin layer of skin over their tummies that like they're just etching away whatever symbol they wanted.
Oh. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So they're just like the glowing comes from within, and it's when they like scrape away like the protective
outer sheath of their tummy.
Yeah, the outer sheath of the Care Bear. The epidermis of the Care Bear. Then the light can come through. So then, what is the light, and why does it heal people and like defeat enemies and things like that? Because in the world we've set up, also it has to have a biological purpose that enables it to be useful when it doesn't exit the body as well.
Right. I think. Well, in universe, like care is its own like discrete kind of energy, so
yeah,
they're just like some sort of sink for that energy.
Yeah,
and just a property of that energy would be, it has healing properties if concentrated and directed or something.
So you're thinking that like as the Care Bears consume care,
mm-hmm.
much like normal creatures that when they consume calories produce heat, mm-hmm. Care Bears consume care and produce this kind of light.
Right.
As like their irradiative loss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes sense. I guess we got to decide what is care. What is care?
Just good vibes,
It's just good vibes. It's just, the feeling you get when a cat sits on your lap and the owner tells you, he normally doesn't do that for people.
You must be very special.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think like it could just be
Sorry, it just clearly you were just like, let's just pass over this and ignore it.
No, I would try to work it in if I hadn't already forgotten what you said. So I've forgotten what you've said. Try it again.
It's fine.
Maybe it'll stick this time. That's my bad.
It's got to be some kind of... You just said it was good vibes, and I think we should go with that. But I think good vibes is not specific enough. What...
Right.
Maybe it's like microwave radiation and it's just frying the brain of anyone.
I don't know, maybe it's like a mimetic sort of thing, like when they see people who are happy and who care, that like stimulates some like care organ inside of them that makes this energy.
The care organ.
Like when they see someone smile, their brain releases, whatever hormones they need to like stimulate something.
I like this. I like this as like a social creature whose like, I mean, so there's the different types of like how creatures help each other out,
Mm-hmm.
or how creatures affect each other, and like in this case, it's not like a domestication like a dog and a human,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more like the Care Bears are such social creatures, and to like gear them towards that socialness, their own survival, their own ability to produce like life saving
Mm-hmm.
hormones is dependent on their ability to like bring cheer and happiness to others in the world.
Right.
It's like a really intensive what's that called? That's synergistic, but um what's the thing where both things
Yeah, I'm trying to
benefit?
think, like some sort of like a cyclical sort of mechanism.
Yeah, yeah. And that way they're like they had this automatic ingrained like need to like constantly be improving their society, constantly helping each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond just like the normal like, oh, humans, they release endorphins. They're like, no, 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 this is like they produce
Like
insulin by
they,
helping
yeah, like they
people.
need this to live.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. That's kind of a really kind of crazy thing. Crazy, like highly geared biologic socialism
Mm-hmm.
that I do not think exists in any creature.
Yeah, I don't think not like
At least
that.
to that
Like there are
degree.
plenty of other eusocial creatures, but not
Yeah,
like mechanically and biologically dependent on it.
yeah. Cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So now we kind of have figured out. I'm assuming they are bears. They have organs.
Just normal bear organs.
Just normal bear organs, and then also the care organ
Right.
that emits a light. So it does emit a light. What do have we nailed down what care energy actually is?
I don't think we really necessarily have. I
Because
don't
I
know.
feel like
Do we know of anything in the world that like would like kind of promote healing and I guess kind of turn away like, mean thoughts that their enemies would have.
so. The thing that comes to my mind for humans is like UV light,
Okay.
which maybe that doesn't necessarily heal people, but has been known to like
So they're just like throwing vitamin D at people.
yeah, kind of, and not only like vitamin D, but like controlling like melatonin cycles and things like that. So maybe they're just kind of a byproduct that this is what they produce, this high energy radiation. um, I'm just it's difficult. It's so difficult,
Mm-hmm.
but it is kind of like what else could it possibly be?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I don't know. It would have to be the only thing I could think of is that it would work off of that sort of mechanism.
If I type in healing light into Google, what do I
You're
get?
gonna get some weird stuff, my guy.
It's a book.
Oh well, that's significantly less weird than I was expecting.
And
So
then
I've
I have
been
healing
listening
light.
to a lot of Oh No, Ross and Carrie.
Yeah, right. And then I got a whole bunch of weird stuff. Yeah. That's what I think it's got to be. Is that it's more. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think it's got to be like a UV, like a high energy light,
Mm-hmm.
low dose, but it's something enough that'll like improve your mood. Give you vitamin D. Improve
Going
your
back to
sleep
kind
cycle.
of the social aspect of it, maybe it's not even that like intense. Like, they just have this built up mythos around it, and it's just like placebo effect 90%.
Maybe, yeah, or like cat purring has been shown to like
Mm-hmm.
really increase certain biologic processes. Um, and it's just kind of like a thing that just kind of happens. Like there's no like biologic reason for it, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it is just like your own, plus your own like love of it.
Right.
Like it just feels good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know. I like that. I like that we're just creating Care Bears to be these just hyper social creatures.
I mean, it makes sense for them, right?
It does. Yeah. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just think it's like I want someone to now write a book about like the Care Bear that it was like
The anti-Care Bear.
well, I was gonna do like the life of Pi, but with a Care Bear, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like a Care Bear that has to like survive off of the like like the love it gets from like a creature that doesn't give a crap about it, or doesn't give a. Is crap a bad word?
Well, it's not as bad as some of the words you've dropped.
That's true.
Probably I've dropped, but have forgotten or missed, which is why I said them.
Uh, Whatever a good word is for that, Jeff, you can edit that in.
Yeah, I'll just
your
punch it
little
and I'll
voice.
get like a real like I don't know, just real deep or something.
Yeah.
Something very, very counter to the Simon voice.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, hi, everybody. My name's Simon.
Or I'll just do it like
Ooh.
real deep and then auto-tune it as close as I can to be your voice.
I heard the rebound of that voice from your headphones, and it was pretty horrible. All right. So we got that down. I think we figured this
Yeah.
out. So what about the Care-a-Lot and the fact that it's made out of clouds?
Yep,
And
I was hoping we wouldn't get back to that, because I don't think I have a great answer there.
so we have a certain amount of biology for the Care Bears figured out. So they're not they're obviously as dense as normal creatures,
Right, that
which is
I think would
namely
make the most sense.
more dense than clouds.
Yes, much more dense than clouds.
And the thing about clouds is that if you get them to be more dense, they fall out of the sky.
Yep, so
Kind
that's a
of
problem.
famously.
So maybe it's just something that looks like clouds. I don't know what else we could use that looks like clouds that are more dense than clouds.
Oh,
That also still float.
no, I like this idea. I don't quite know how to do it. I was thinking like maybe it's an exhaust. Like maybe they live on like a cloud city, like from Cloud City from Star Wars.
Okay.
Where it's like floating in the sky, but to stay up there, it needs.
So it's just hundreds of drones linked together, lined with cotton, to make it look like clouds. Got it.
Well, I was thinking more like an exhaust, so like maybe they're like diesel powered drones, and it's just very toxic fumes. Oh, this is global warming, guys. Care Bears, they cause it.
100% the Care Bears and not people at all.
No, exactly. And if you rake the forest, there won't be forest fires.
That's simple.
Guys, Science 101. How about this? What if they are like zeppelins, but
Okay.
what if they're
I mean,
like
yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think there needs to be anything else. What if they're just like zeppelins that they're sitting out like on top of?
Yeah, and it's just like it's held in like a homeostasis by ballast and like the amount of Care Bears on the.
Yeah,
the
no, I mean
thing.
that makes sense to me. Like,
And just like the clouds is just like the fluffy, like pillowy, skin bladder that
Of the zeppelin.
Not the Zeppelin, yes.
Yeah, I like that, and we can kind of wrap that in with, like, the kind of reciprocal caring that they need. Where it's just, hey, scientists, we'd love to help you guys out more, but we need, like, a real good vantage point all the time. Let's
All
just
the
put
time.
us in a Zeppelin.
So the thing is, there is one issue with this.
Well, beans.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not horrible, but it is distinctly the Cloud City is held up. Kerala is held up by by Karen, and it's a This is where the carometer comes in.
The
When the
carometer or the carometer?
That's a good question. I didn't consider the fact that it was called the carometer. Let's stick with that because that sounds better.
It always does.
It does. So the carometer, if it goes to 0, Cloud City does fall.
Has it happened, or is that just a story that they're, like, told and perpetuate?
That's a good point. I don't think it has. Oh, yes, it did. The care. Wait. That's the kingdom of caring. That's not what I want.
Okay.
That's the carometer. If the meter were to reach all the way to 0,
right.
Then the
just
care
hypothetically,
will
if it was
completely.
like year 2020 or something like that.
So the thing, I swear, it like went to 0 when this guy named Sleepy Bear or something like that was the only one defending Care-a-Lot and just got
very sleepy and took a nap.
Pretty much. Do not leave lethargic people behind to defend your kingdom. Maybe that's always a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just whatever, like, energy they radiate is what, like, just recharges whatever its engines are.
Well, here we go. It's a bladder of air. So maybe it's like the heat. Part of what keeps it afloat is the heat generated by the Care Bears, and their biologic process, obviously because they are kept alive by caring, and then being kept alive generates heat. That heat keeps their nation afloat.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it would just be, like, wasted energy. So they just found a way to apply it.
Wow, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to make the joke that they were causing global warming. These are the most sustainable creatures. They're capturing the heat from their own bodies and using it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, guys. Cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So there is one thing I would like to explain. And maybe we explained it because it's not quite a Zeppelin. It is more, I would describe, a car, and I just sent to you, that is...
this is a very involved sketch.
Yeah, these are the engineering design specifications for something called the Cloudmobile.
Uh-huh.
Which is a cloud-based car that I think can fly.
Yeah, I could imagine that also being able to fly.
Yep.
I say that I can imagine it being able to fly. It does just look like a car made out of clouds that also has wheels. So I have no reason to believe why it would fly, but it seems right.
Well, you don't think it's gonna fly, but this is a picture that I cannot.
Smiley face on it too.
It does have a little smiley. It's great.
And a little heart butt.
little heart butt. There's a picture I want to give to you that also has Ronald McDonald in it, but they are flying.
Okay.
There's also other kinds I don't know why I can suddenly not copy any of these. I don't want to save
That's
this
probably
picture.
fine.
Yeah, but like there's other variations that have like rainbow propulsion systems.
Like it,
Like it's
like
like
propulsion
those,
systems, or does it leave them behind like chemtrails?
uh, like propulsion systems, those one wheel bikes.
Right, one wheels.
It's like that, one wheels, like where you're like in the inside
or
of the wheel.
unicycles.
No, unicycles you're on top of the wheel. I'm talking about the ones where you're like inside the wheel and the wheel's around you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, those are like rainbow, and I don't know if they're actual rainbows. Maybe they're just painted rainbows. Probably just painted rainbows.
Yeah, I would imagine
That
it's
makes more
painted
sense.
rainbow.
Hey man, I don't know. Maybe you really want to explain more. Very the good things to explain.
Just hard light, easy peasy.
but so I do have to explain this because it doesn't have a it doesn't have a ballast system or like a propeller, but it can fly.
Right.
And namely, that's not how Zeppelins work. Zeppelins
And
don't really go up and down.
Does the car have like full control of like pitch and roll and yaw and everything, or is it just kind of on a plane?
I think it has control over all of that. Pitch and yaw, yay. Oh, thank you for my little cowboy joke. Anyway.
So, yeah, car-shaped airplanes made out of clouds.
Pretty much.
So this design spec you sent me seems to be mostly about kind of the aesthetics of it and less about the mechanics of it. So
I'm sorry I couldn't find
no. I'm saying you've given us some wiggle room that we can use.
Oh, okay, good. Yes, I did do that.
So yeah, it just that little heart-shaped butt is like a little thruster, clearly.
But what is it? Oh, so you're saying it's like what's the opposite of a light sail?
Not
the
ramjet.
Like a light, it's a radiative propulsion system. So it uses the pressure that's generated by light to go forward.
Mm-hmm. Is that what we're saying this is? Or is that the opposite of this?
That's what I'm offering this as. No, this is like... So a light sail is where you have like light that you throw at something and you catch it and it carries away. Mm-hmm. But I don't want that. I want something that generates light and you pushes off from it. So like a light motor... A light onboard motor is what I'm looking for. Single stroke,
Right. I mean, how deep are we getting into the specs of this? Like, do we want to like draw something up? Should I like download AutoCAD or something? Or
I just want to know how it flies and how it goes. I guess we did kind of explain like maybe it uses like heat control. So like maybe it excuse me. It controls the heat and therefore the density of the car. So that's how it goes up and down. And then I'm gonna say that because if you do notice, not only does it have an adorable little heart butt,
yes,
it also has
true.
2 star-shaped headlamps, and maybe that's how it turns. So it turns one on, and then it pushes off of that.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know how it does. So I guess pitch and yaw are the tires. The tires probably are ballast that it's individually
Well,
controlled.
I think the yaw would be the headlights.
And the pitch would be, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think pitch and roll would probably have to be the tires.
Yeah. And like I'm seeing
maybe
that
like windshield also.
No, I think the windshield is just a windshield. I mean, you don't want to get buggy.
Oh no, it wiggles back and forth a little bit to help with pitch.
There you go. and that's how you make a car-shaped Zeppelin. All right. I like it. I think we can go with it. So I guess the next thing, how much time have we been recording?
That's a good question. Hey, that's been a minute.
That has been quite a while. I guess let's talk about the bad guys.
All right.
Tell
me about them.
His name is No Heart.
Very on the nose naming.
Very on the nose. He is bad-tempered, ruthless, wise, evil, gloomy, powerful, and dangerous. When you call a bad guy wise, that seems counter to what they are. Like, it's like, this guy knows what's up, but he's also really mean.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of the meta commentary of the show. Like, you have all the altruistic Care Bears who clearly don't have ulterior motives, and then you have the cynics, just collectively, who are no heart.
It's like it's a metaphor.
Yes.
I like it. I like metaphors. I have a D&D character right now who like refers to everything as metaphors, and they're like, no, this is a literal thing that exists.
Oh, fantastic.
Cool. So he has a couple of weird abilities, and I like him because his fan wiki page does have abilities. No other thing does.
I mean, great. As someone who is a cynic, I can tell you that I do have special abilities as well. I wonder if they overlap.
So, and I'm reading this directly from the wiki page, like any sorcerer, he can use magic.
Right? Can't do that myself.
He specializes in transformation and shapeshifting. And he pretty much can just transform and shapeshift. That's the magic he has. They repeated 3 times in the wiki. He has shapeshifting abilities. But he also
can also transform and also change his shape.
Yes. So he normally changes into different animals, but he can also change into lightning. And he lives in a rain cloud. Yes.
All right.
So,
and he's the bad guy?
And he's the bad guy.
He sounds pretty cool.
But again, commentary.
Right.
Society, man. The cynics are always the coolest. This is why we have a podcast and no one else does.
Right. So what's he got? He's just got shape-shifting?
Pretty much. I'm going to go with that. He has shape-shifting. All of the shapeshifters shape-shiftings? All of his shape-shiftings are purple.
Okay, I mean, it's a powerful color.
I agree. Oh,
like,
except
is
for this
he, like, in normal form also purple?
He just wears robes. He doesn't have a face. He's got robes, red eyes, and a big old mustache, or big old eyebrows.
Big old mustache. Yeah. Man, you're just selling him more and more.
He doesn't have a mustache. He's got eyebrows.
Oh, yeah, no, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, right?
Simon just sent me a picture of him. Yeah, just a wizard with wizard robes and like a hood
Wizard
that
hands.
overshadow. Yeah, and just wizard hands and like a hood that overshadows his face. So you only see a void and red eyes and big bushy eyebrows.
But he can send uncaring towards the world. Apparently in the comics he wears thick glasses. Anyway.
So is he... So he operates directly against people who, like, generate the caring for the Care Bears.
Yeah, he does things like he releases a demon at one point to destroy the Care Bears.
So he does also directly attack the Care Bears.
Yeah.
It's not just indirectly.
Yes, he also has control of these things called shadows, which are shadows.
Have you heard of them?
Yeah, they're, when you stand in front of light, those things. But these shadows have, like, they're they're animated.
Right.
They're animated to be animated. And they can, like, possess children and things like that.
Okay.
Right. There's a great thing he does where he possesses two children so that they vandalize a fence.
Did they also maybe want to vandalize that fence a little bit?
It's true.
Just
maybe.
On their own.
So are you saying that maybe the shadows don't exist? Maybe it's just like witch hunts.
Yeah, like that, or it's just like is a representation of that. Like, you know what? Maybe I am gonna do something mean. That's why we all have shadows that follow us around during the day, because we always have those thoughts.
That's not quite a scientific enough answer.
I was hoping you'd find something in it because I was just spouting nonsense.
I like it. I mean, it seems like it's pretty directly opposed to, like, if we're thinking that, like, the caring is vitamin D and, like, this, like, psychosocial aspect of the Care Bears, maybe the shadows are like they're blocking that. They're creating, like, lethargy,
right,
and they're making you lazy, and that leads to the idle hands are the devil's playthings. Kind of situation where, like, people are like, I'm bored, I'm gonna go vandalize that house, or that fence.
I mean, that's what's led to all of my vandalism that I've committed.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, it actually kind of relates more to drug use, so I guess it doesn't kind of fit. I was gonna be like, there are, like, psychological studies that show, like, if you have less to do, you're more inclined to just do stuff. But it is drug use, not vandalism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe all the kids in the show who do bad stuff just haven't found drugs yet, and that's why.
Maybe this is their drug. Who knows? He does. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, like,
because they do have eyes that are not
the shadows.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he also has eyes that live on a void. And, like, I mean, he's either got really bushy eyebrows that go out a very long way, or his face is, like, just void. Because his eyebrows are on the outside of the hood.
Exactly.
You cannot see any of his face.
I have an idea.
Okay.
So, so we've already decided that caring is like light. It's like this that's the energy that they call caring. What if he is, like, coated in, like, a material that absorbs that specific wavelength?
Okay. And you just can, like, throw it at people, I guess.
Well, I think
actually it feels kind of gross that way. I don't like that.
Well, I think we can build it in to be like something about his transformation abilities. He clearly has like a fluid body. So maybe the shadows aren't individual creatures, but they are
they're
parts
just
of
like
him.
parts of him that he just snapped off.
Yeah, and instead of the possessing children, he just whispers in their ear and just be like, "Hey man, wouldn't it be fun to like
Vandalize?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun to do crime?
Isn't crime fun?"
Yeah, I like that idea, working it into his shape-shifting.
Yeah, so we guess, I mean, like, why is he... What is he made of that makes him this fluid?
Just pure hate. Concentrated hate.
Just pure hate. So what if he's like this?
Just finger snaps.
Oh, I gotta think there for a second, man, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to fill in the dead air while you think.
We're
just keep saying several times.
So I think he's like a plant, okay?
Like a plane?
Like a plant. Sorry, I got my liners in. Like a plant. So plants absorb UV radiation.
Okay.
To photosynthesize.
Right.
Maybe what he is like a collection of like a mold or something like that uses the high energy light of carrot, to feed himself. So by uncaring,
and he just doesn't have the foresight to not take all of the caring at one time.
Yeah. So he's like a parasite.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like just so greedy he'll end up killing the host.
Okay, I'm into this. I like it.
Yeah, and so the shape-shifting abilities is really just him being like, he's already composed of a bunch of like, individual cells, but a lot of things are individual cells. Independent. That's the word I was looking for. Independent cells.
Mm-hmm.
That he can use to like shift himself around. Pretty much I'm using this for the third time in a row.
Yep.
He is the Cinnamon Van, but also the thing from the thing.
Yep.
But it works. It's a good crutch, and I'm gonna use it.
Right. I think hopefully a sticking point we can definitely avoid is when he does snap off parts of himself as shadows, do they like change what they do, or do they just do like the one thing?
I think they just do the one thing.
Alright, so you don't need some sort of like central intelligence.
No, they can act autonomously. Like they're guards, or they like whisper in children's ears, but that's it. They don't really do anything special. Let me check the wiki page to really make sure of that.
Don't do it.
Yeah, they just have the ability to attach themselves to children and cause them to do bad things like smearing walls and throw garbage around and yelling things.
Cool stuff.
And they're repelled by the Care Bear stare. Maybe it's like it's too much light. Like it
Yeah, like it needs it to survive, but also just when inundated by it can't handle it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Cool. What else? There's one last thing I was going to address. No. Oh.
Oh, you sound upset about it. Is it something that you actually want to address, or do you want to just forget it right now, last minute?
Well, I think it won't take very long. So we gotta explain what whiffles are.
All right.
Whiffles are plant-like creatures. Oh, I guess we have, actually. So these are just like stupid plants that walk on two legs.
Mm-hmm.
And the Care Bears have to take care of them.
Okay.
But I'm realizing that if the Care Bears give off this high, like this is like the Whiffles are like the intermediary between No Heart and the Care Bears. So like they have the Care Bear. They need the Care Bear to survive.
Right.
So they become like dogs. So they become domesticated by the Care Bears.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where they get their food, their energy from.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike No Heart, they don't actively try
to
and
take
kill the
all of
host. Yeah. They just want the scraps.
All right. Yeah, we did it.
Hey, yeah. I just didn't realize it at the time. Cool. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, guys. That's our Care Bear episode. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we enjoyed having you.
Oh, we didn't get to do the Rainbow Rescue Beam.
Ah, beans. Maybe we'll save that for episode 2.
Well, it's just a teleportation device, so let's just say it's a suicide machine.
Yeah, just like every other teleportation device.
Yep, suicide machine.
As made by No Heart.
As well, is he also like the Lockheed Martin of this world? Like,
yeah, no, he also made the Cloud City that they live on because he was hoping to harvest that energy for himself.
Oh, he's just very intelligent for a man who keeps on trying to kill the thing that he needs to survive.
Well, they did say he was wise, but not that
That's
wise.
the opposite. They did say he was wise, but he's also intelligent and not wise.
Oh, maybe that's what they meant to type. Very intelligent, not very wise.
Genius. Total idiot. Thanks for listening, listener. That was a lot of fun to do that with you.
Yeah, no, that one actually kind of flew by.
It did. We were both surprised by the time we were like, oh, we've been recording for 40 minutes.
It's been an hour. Whoops. So, yeah, what are we going to do? Are we going to do the outro or are we going to ramble it again?
I think you should just do the outro because I can never remember it.
All right, what do we got? We are Pedantic Handwavium. Meet us on the internet at pedantichandwavium.com. While there, you can send us show suggestions and listen to episodes like this one that you're listening to. You have an idea.
I believe on the internet we are at www.pedantichandwavium.com. Right.
I mean, if we want to get as pedantic about it as we are, it would be https colon backslash.
I don't think we need to get that. I mean, they can spell it anyway.
Where else are we? We're on the Twitter at phandwavium. I think. Yeah.
Yep.
We're at the YouTubes.
Yep, everything's on YouTube.
What else we got cooking? We got we're on basically any podcasting app you want to listen to.
Basically any.
While you're on any of those that you listen to us on, give us a review. We like that.
Yeah.
Makes us feel good. You can be our very own personal Care Bear.
You could be our Care Bear. We survive on caring. The caring of our listeners. We're like PBS.
Just like PBS.
Except we don't have whatever foundation.
Yeah, I was going to say, one day we'll have a donation drive. And it'll be real sad for all of us.
Me and Jeff being like, we're going to use our own income again? All right.
What else we got? I think that was it. Give us show suggestions if you have an idea and the time to visit us on the internets at pedantichandwavium.com. Thanks to Joe Sopchak for the theme music that they graciously let us use. I think made, right? Made for you, for us?
He made it for us, yeah.
Oh.
Technically, we actually only used the rough draft version of it because he never got a final draft to me. But it's fine.
Well, he also never gave us links to, plug him.
I still bring that up, and he's like, yeah, Maybe not. And I'm like, okay, cool. Just don't believe in me, Joe.
Right. So that's it. I think that's it. That's all. That's all of our internet presences.
You do have to. You can give us show suggestions on. We're fine with it on literally any of those platforms.
I
We
just
prefer
will
email.
not see it on any of those platforms other than the website. You can email it to me. You can find that email address on the website.
Yeah, you could tweet at me because I keep on knocking stuff over. You can tweet at me and I will read it because no one tweets at us. We don't have any subscribers.
So
I
think
try,
that's it.
guys.
Is that it? We good?
I think that's it. Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for being here, listener.
Yeah.
Enjoyed
Well,
having
fun.
you. Have a good night. We love you.